Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're not actually going to be doing a whole lot of technical analysis on Bitcoin, and the reason for that is simple. There's not a whole lot going on. That being said, in this video, I do want to talk about the game of Bitcoin and how it is won. Guys, Bitcoin itself is nothing more than a playing field. It's nothing more than a chessboard. Bitcoin itself is the game, but we don't know the rules. They're not written anywhere. They're underlying this market, and once you know them, it makes it far easier for you to actually become profitable and successful in these markets in the long term, and that's what I'm here to explain to you in today's video. Because the game that is Bitcoin is only won by the players that understand those unwritten rules. So in today's video, guys, we're going to be zooming out and doing some longer term fundamental analysis on Bitcoin and fundamental analysis on our trading styles so that hopefully we are able to be the most profitable and successful traders that we can be moving into the future here, guys. So if you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure you smash that like button. It really helps out the channel when you do that, and I would be appreciative if you did it. It's completely free, and I might just have to beat you in Monopoly if you don't press that like button, so make sure you do that. And guys, do also remember that today is the last day I'm going to be promoting the November 2019 sale. That will be running through midnight. I highly encourage you guys to join with that link down below. There is a lot of quality content in here, and you're getting a very good deal. Price of CT2A will be rising before the end of this year, so if you want to get in for $159 instead of over $250, I would highly encourage you to check us out at the link in the description down below. More on that at the end of the video. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and dive right on into this. As you will well know, Bitcoin is a little over 10 years old by now, and there are a lot of people who have made their fortunes in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And let me bring to your attention a trend that I see with all of those people who have made a fortune in cryptocurrencies. The farther back you go in history that they entered this market, the more likely it is that they're going to be very wealthy because of this market. What do I mean by that? Well, the farther you go back in history, if someone started in Bitcoin here, or they started in Bitcoin here, or they started in Bitcoin here, or here, or here, the person that started earlier is much more likely to be successful in this market. And you'll say, of course, Jeb, they're more likely to be successful in this market because Bitcoin has had more gains. But I'd argue that's not what's most important. I'd say what's most important is a few other things. One, they have experience. They've been working in these markets for a very long time, and they understand how they fundamentally operate. That is an incredibly important part of technical analysis. That is technical analysis. But also, guys, the farther back you go in time in Bitcoin, and the farther back you see yourself starting in these markets, the more you learn about patience. And to finish the sentence that constitutes today's title, the person that wins the game of Bitcoin is the person who has the most patience. Because let me tell you something, guys. A millionaire was not born back here. A millionaire was not born back here. A millionaire was not born back here. A millionaire was born up here. A millionaire was born up here. A millionaire was born up here when you sell. Because, guys, Bitcoin can be worth whatever it wants, but until those profits are actually realized into US dollars or into some kind of physical commodity, then that money isn't actually yours. Guys, something you have to understand is that cash money itself might be a meme, but at the end of the day, it's completely useless. It's what you can do with that paper. For all I care, if money had no value, you could take it out in the backyard and burn 100 grand. If it isn't spent on something, it's absolutely useless. In the same way that when you invest in Bitcoin, if you don't spend it on anything and you don't realize those profits, it's absolutely useless. If we go into the S&P 500 here and we look at the 2008 financial crisis real quick, let's check this out. There are a lot of people who were buying homes in 2005, 6, 7, and 8 right before the crash. And guess what? After the market took a nosedive and housing prices dropped by as much as 50% in some states and counties, a lot of people were very much underwater. They were paying more for their house than the house was actually worth. But here's the cool thing, guys. 10 years later, housing prices are worth more than they ever have been in most places. People that bought a house right here at the very top of the market, they were in a very big loss for a large portion of the early 2010s. But guess what? If they didn't realize that, if they didn't bring it to fruition, if they didn't sell their house, then it didn't matter. If they sold their house up here, they'd probably be doing pretty well. The same thing is true for stocks. If you bought here and you sold down here, you lost, but if you sold up here instead, you won. Why am I bringing all of this up? The reason I'm bringing all of this up, guys, is because of what's been happening over the last couple of weeks in Bitcoin. Let me show you what's going on here. Check this out. Ever since July, Bitcoin has been trading sideways into the downside. We had a 45% move in the span of 2 days. Great, we had 2 interesting days. Bitcoin has been boring and otherwise sad over the last 4 or 5 months. The reason I'm making this video is because of the keyword patience. The people that succeed in this market are not the people that catch one big move and they have 100x leverage on it and now they're millionaires. The people who make money in these markets and the people who succeed in them for the long term and they don't get burned out and quit because they've lost money or they've lost interest interest are those who are patient. Guys, especially if you're new here, because there are a lot of new people in cryptocurrency as of late, you need to understand something. There are 45% moves that will happen in the span of a day. That's how cryptocurrency works. Sometimes one of these altcoins or Bitcoin itself is going to pop off like a popcorn kernel and it's going to make somebody a millionaire. But that doesn't happen very often. It might happen 10 or 20 times a year, if that. If you're going to succeed in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, you have to be able to have patience. Guys, let me tell you something. I'm using myself as an example because it's an example that I know well. We started this channel on November 16th, which was almost 2 years ago. Big news coming up for the second birthday of the channel. Right around here. Started the YouTube channel right around here. Notice what happened for the first year up until the next November, which was right over here. Oh, look at that. On November 16th, the 1 year anniversary of the channel, guess what Bitcoin was doing? It was jumping off the metaphorical cliff. 1 year after we had started the channel, Bitcoin had been doing nothing but crash, crash, crash. By the time we hit all-time high up here, we had like 40 subscribers. The channel basically didn't even exist. For the entire first year of this channel, there was nothing. Bitcoin was just falling. And guys, for some behind the scenes context on that, YouTube is supposed to monetize a YouTube channel after you hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. This channel had 8,500 subscribers and 30,000 watch hours before it finally got monetized. I missed out on like $10,000 of ad revenue in that time, and it was deeply frustrating because, you know, that's not an insignificant amount of money. The reason that this channel is now becoming more successful is because I had a year's worth of patience and uploaded every single day. And I'm not saying that to pat myself on the back in any way, shape, or form. I enjoyed it to the fullest extent. You guys know that. The reason I bring that up is because if you want to be successful in anything, this does include Bitcoin, you have to have patience. There's a very wise person on YouTube named Sam Ovens. He runs a $20 million a year consultancy agency. He once said, the grass is not greener on the other side, the grass is greener where you water it. If you want to be successful in Bitcoin, you need to be patient with Bitcoin, you need to water it, you need to learn, you need to gain experience, and even when Bitcoin is trading sideways, you need to understand that there are always opportunities. You see this little breakout right here? Even though this didn't look like a whole lot, if you were using leverage on this, guys, you traded this, that's a 2% move. You're trading 5x leverage, that's a 10% gain. Some people have goals of 10% gains in a month. That was a 1-day trade. That was an intraday trade. You could have made 10% right there. You were using, say, I don't know, 200x leverage because you're actually just stupid. Then you could have made like 400%. The reason I'm making this video, guys, is because every time there's a new influx of cryptocurrency traders and there are new people entering the space, you're always seeing people that think they're going to get rich quick. They think that overnight they're going to get a Lamborghini, and overnight they're going to be having a pool party on the moon, and overnight they're going to be singing duets with Chad Kroeger and Avril Lavigne because they think they're going to get rich and famous because they're trading Bitcoin for half an hour a day. It's not that easy. It is possible, but just like anything, it takes work. It takes perseverance, and like I said, the main theme of today's video is it takes patience. You have to be able to weather these storms, because if you can't weather Bitcoin storms, then you will never get to enjoy her paradise when Bitcoin is rallying. We had to wait a year for Bitcoin to rally 4 months here, and this was a pretty good 4 months. But now we're going back into our consolidation. We're going back into our waiting period before the next major rally. If you are unable to weather those storms, then you probably are not going to succeed in cryptocurrency. I'm going to be straight up with you guys for your sake. You need to be able to have patience. You need to be able to have perseverance. And one more thing that's very important is that when you fail, you have to understand that it's no one's fault but your own. I'm not here to coddle you. I'm here to help you. If you make a bad trade, it's not because BitMEX had 1 second of lag. It's not because you watched a YouTube video and someone gave you wrong information. It's because you made a bad trade, and you need to own up to it and learn from your mistakes and move forward and build yourself as a trader and as a person. Because guys, to wrap the video up, at the end of the day, no matter what Bitcoin does on the chart, its fundamentals are always improving. Let me show you something here. People were ragging on Backed when it first came out, saying it didn't have a whole lot of volume. There was like a couple dozen Bitcoin being traded. Over the last 24 hours, there have been 604 Bitcoin being traded on Backed. There were nearly 1,000 back when Bitcoin was rallying up its 40% gains on the 25th. Backed is steadily growing, and it's a major, major deal. I've been saying for a long time that when Backed launches, the day it launches, the month it launches, heck, even the year it launches, it's probably not going to be that important. But as time goes on, this is going to be another one of those fundamentals that will continue growing and growing and growing and benefiting the cryptocurrency market. On the same page that we see the New York Stock Exchange right up here, we also see Bitcoin monthly futures. Just seeing these two names right next to each other gives this name the credibility that this name has. The fundamentals for Bitcoin are always improving. They've been improving for the last 10 years, and they'll continue improving for the next 100. But if you don't have patience, then you're not going to be able to realize any of them. Because guys, at the end of the day, Bitcoin is a game, and the game is not won by the early adopters. The game is not won by the institutions. The game is not even won by the wise. The game is won by the patient, because you don't make money when you buy, you make money when you sell. So guys, go into this coming week thinking about how you can not only better yourself as a technical analyst, analyst, but also how you can better yourself as a person. How can you become more patient? How can you become more perseverant and diligent? How can you become more generous with the money that you make in cryptocurrency? How can you make yourself a better person that'll benefit the world and themselves? Those are the kind of questions that we need to be asking ourselves. It's not just about being able to read technical indicators. You can teach a monkey how to read MACD. It's about having the wisdom and the patience and all those other character traits to actually succeed in these markets. So guys, speaking of patience, I want to thank each and every one of you for having the patience to watch all the way through this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, tell me in the comment section down below. Also, if you did enjoy, hit that like button. It really helps out the channel. Like I said, I might just have to beat you in Monopoly. I am undefeated in Monopoly, so don't even at me. I will win, I promise you. Hit that like button. And also, guys, do remember that the sale on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy is running through the rest of today. Midnight Eastern Standard Time tonight. The sale is not going to be promoted anymore, so make sure you check us out at the link in the description down below. Guys, I don't care if you're a brand new trader in this market or if you've been in this market for years, there is something here for you that is worth every single penny this academy sells for. You guys understand full well that if you want to make a living, a lot of times you have to go to college and spend 4 years or more and maybe $100,000 in student loan debts to get a piece of paper that says you were able to do a job that you were never guaranteed and that you might spend 3 years searching for while you work at McDonald's. I'm throwing no shade at people that work at McDonald's. I'm very glad we have people doing those jobs, but hopefully with that kind of education, you'd be doing what you actually were educated to do. That's the thing I love about cryptocurrency, is that you don't need anyone's approval. All you have to do is fire up Kraken, fire up Coinbase if you want, fire up TradingView, fire up another exchange. It's an amazing feeling being able to make as much money or as little money as you want from anywhere in the world on your own schedule and have complete time freedom with all of that. But guys, there is a barrier to entry, and that's being able to understand these markets through technical and fundamental analysis, and that's why we created the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. In this academy, you're going to find 34 videos and 10 hours of content that will teach you everything you need to know about trading Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. We have the very basics up here for if you're a noob to the space, then I will show you how to set up TradingView and how to set up Binance and everything, and how to use depth charts and stop limits. But if you're more advanced in the space, and also if you are new, you will still find value in these videos down here. A game of statistics and probabilities. No one talks about this. This is why I never say for sure that something's going to happen in Bitcoin. It's all a game of statistics and probabilities, and the faster you understand that, the faster you will start to grasp how this market actually operates. Mass psychology. In this video, I'm explaining to you the idea of an instinct. Gut feeling. In this video, I'm starting to explain to you the feeling of an instinct, of a gut feeling, of a reaction, of just a feeling that something's going to happen. That's not emotional trading. That's instinctive trading. And once you get to the point where you can instinctively know that, for example, Bitcoin was testing the 20 EMA as support here and broke beneath it, as you can see it was doing right there, once you can instinctively realize that, then you will start to become a better trader. These are all concepts that you need to understand, guys, many of which are not talked about on YouTube, but all of which will greatly benefit you in your trading. We're approaching 1,000 members in the academy. If you'd like to speak to one of those members, please join the Discord server down below. Ask in the general chat if anyone is in CT2A and if you can speak with them and see what they have to say. I would love for you to get their testimony before you join. But anyway, guys, like I said, that sale is going to be wrapping up tomorrow, so if you are interested, I do highly recommend you check us out down below. But anyway, guys, that is unfortunately going to have to wrap it up for today's video. I really hope you guys did enjoy today's video, and as always, I want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, and I will be seeing you guys in the next video. Peace.